Hey folks, it's Susan Edwards at the Rock Shop at 311 Broadway, historic downtown Paducah, where positive energy works. And today, I've been working with angels all day, and I have they've asked me to do a series of live messages. So today is no difference. It's Saturday. It is the 14th of March, 2020. And as most of you know, we are in the middle of a global pandemic, which has disrupted the lives of many and taken the lives of many, and not just by their physical life perishing, but their lifestyle and the things that they hold dear have been diminished or removed. And it's very upsetting. So as we allow people to kind of join our live here, I'm going to go ahead and do the prayer of protection and get ourselves protected and set up to work with the sacred, because as you know, anytime you open up the door to spirit, you absolutely want to take precautions. So, hi Crystal. We're going to do our prayer of protection, so just take a nice deep breath and bring your attention to the right here, to the right now, to this moment, to this place, and surround yourself with the white light of the universe. Any and all who come from the highest source. Come from the highest source for our highest good. Just had a sandwich. That's what the cough is about. I know, everybody's like, "Wow, she's coughing." So anyway, we're protecting ourselves with the white light of the universe, and any and all who come from the highest source for our highest good and the highest good of all. And I have to tell you, after I got done with the message yesterday, I got a little bit of a scolding from the angels, and I never liked that very much because it's like I did filter some of the stuff that they told me yesterday. Sorry. So I promise I will be more accurate today. But the problem is that they were a little more stern than I let on it to be. So this is still around the coronavirus, and what they are really saying is that this is a warning. Yes, Amber, it's my GERD. You're right. And we're going to talk about that because that's one of the things I'm out of balance on. So, excuse me. This is a warning, and it is a wake-up call. It is a wake-up call to all of humanity, which is why it's such a global event. And it's a warning because balance is... We're out of balance. We're out of balance as individuals. We're out of balance as countries and as nations, as a species, and it's very much affecting the entire planet and the system of life. And balance will not be denied. Balance is not an option. If life is to continue, it must be sustainable, and balance is how that happens. So as I talked a little bit about balance yesterday, nature doesn't care about our comfort. It's kind of irrelevant. Balance is balance, and sometimes things come back into balance gently, and sometimes things come back into balance less gently. And this is a relatively minor adjustment, they're telling me. So if we are not enjoying this particular adjustment to the balance of the planet, then we want to make sure that we take care of getting ourselves in balance, and that the more balanced we are as individuals, and the more balanced we will be in our families, and the more balanced we will be in our nations, and the more balanced the globe will be, and then the planet will be. And so we will be less affected by adjustments. They will seem much more minor. But it is important that we look for balance in ourselves first, because that's where it really begins. So I did kind of soften up their message yesterday. this is a tough time for a lot of us. And my friend Kelly C., she shared something that her angels had told her the other day. So I'm quoting Kelly at this point. Don't wear the energy of other people. So what the angels were telling me was that, I mean, yes, we have a physical coronavirus that is being shared and people are picking up. Excuse me. But the contagion is much more than just this one physical virus. The contagion is other people's energy, other people's negativity, other people's imbalances. And what's interesting is that they shared with me, you know, these global contaminants tend to run in cycles, and we catch it from one another. Everything from, I'm old enough to remember back in the 70s when the energetic contagion that was rampant among a lot of the countries of the world were the airplane hijackings. And if you're young enough, you don't remember that. Thank goodness. I remember literally walking through an airport. I traveled quite a bit for business back in the 70s. And I remember very distinctly, this was before they had airport securities and stuff, looking around to see if anybody had a machine gun. Yeah, I know. Kind of crazy now. And if you didn't live through that time, you're like, what? But yes, I remember, you know, being very diligent and looking around and making sure that there wasn't anybody that was going to hijack our plane. You know, that was global. I mean, we had planes being hijacked all over the world. And that's not so much of a thing anymore. We took some precautions and put some structures in place to take care of things. So that contagion was contained and more or less eliminated. I mean, we still have terrorism on airplanes, but not like we did back in the 70s. To gun violence. And there are some pretty high-ranking scientific minds that think a form of a contagion. So it's an interesting subject, but right now the contagion in that regard is mass shootings. Okay? That seems to be the contaminant, the virus, the energetic social virus that we're all catching from one another. And it's interesting if you think of it as an energetic contagion that we can catch from one another, and you look at the populations that suffer from this, and let's just stay with like the mass shootings, there's usually someone who's disaffected or isolated, feeling very separate from their own humanity and don't see the humanity in other people. And their remedy for getting balance back into their life is to commit violence, commit these horrendous acts of violence. And yeah. So I think Kelly's angels had it right. Don't wear the energy of other people. And so, yes, we do have a physical virus that's circulating that's making us physically ill, but it's important to recognize that we don't want to catch the other energetic contagion that's running rampant, which is that I'm not going to have enough toilet paper. Ah! I'm making a little bit of a light on that one. But yeah, I mean, it's a rampant energetic virus that is looking like fear to a lot of people. And you really want to be careful. You know, you want to wash your hands in the physical realm to make sure that you don't, you know, touch your eyes, all the stuff that the CDC and all the health experts have told us. But you also need to take care energetically, because this is an energetic component to this worldwide pandemic. So we talked a little bit about some energetic cleanliness yesterday, but you can take a salt bath. Take 26 ounces of just regular old table salt, throw it in your bathtub, swish it around, get down there and soak, get as much of your body into the water as you can. That is going to break up all that old, stale, negative energy. and you're just soaking, okay? And you don't want to soak for much more than about 15 or 20 minutes, because then you're kind of like laying in your own goo, if you know what I mean. You can listen to tones, but you're not talking on the phone, you're not reading, you're getting quiet, and you're allowing the salt, which has green prana in it, to break up all this stale energy. And then pull the plug, take a shower, get all that salt off of you, do your hair, do whatever you got to do, wash off. And first of all, I promise you that you're going to feel better. But that is one excellent way of getting rid of energetic stuff. Amber, yes, Amber is saying that she can feel it when you go out in public. Yeah, I mean, I've heard reports of people being in a line wrapped around a building to get toilet paper. Okay? Whether we need toilet paper or not, I don't know. I don't need to make a comment about that. I just need to make a comment that we've caught an energetic virus of fear. And so do not wear the energy of other people. Just be careful. Next thing you can do, yep, Beth, put your shields up. Okay, if you don't know how to put up an energetic bubble, I have some free videos out on my YouTube channel. PM me, I'll send you a link. But you basically, like I did in the beginning of this video, is I just put a white light around me. Pray to God, pray to Source, pray to Divine, pray to whoever it is that you feel comfortable looking to for higher source. Put a shield of protection around you. Okay. And Crystal is saying you can do it when you're on the social media too. That is correct. You can put a white light of of healing divine energy around all of the portals that bring in information to you, and that would include things like cell phones, radios, windows, TVs, mirrors. Okay, you can use smudge if you feel like you already have some energetic sort of contaminants in your environment. Take care of all of that. And then just shield it. And one of the best ways that you can shield things like portals on your television is don't watch a lot of violence. Don't watch a lot of really horrific movies or, dramas that are designed to make you feel upset. Shield it, because you're catching energy from other people. You can meditate. You can pray. Remember who you are. And who are you? You are a spiritual being having a physical experience. Not a physical being having a spiritual. You are a spiritual being. In other words, your soul is having an experience in its body. That's it. So when you remember that you are a spiritual being, then you can observe what's going on in the physical with a little broader perspective, and not get quite so about the things that you may be seeing going on in your life. Now, that's not to say that it isn't dramatic, upsetting, life-changing, certainly life-disrupting. Okay? It can be all of those things, but like they started out in my meditation this morning, this is a contagion. Do not wear the energy of other people. And thank you, Kelly and Kelly's Angels, for that little tidbit of wisdom. That was today's message. So yeah, wash your hands and do all the stuff you're supposed to do so that you don't catch the literal virus, but don't catch the energetic virus of fear, of hopelessness. You need to remember who you are. You came here to Earth to learn some lessons. Well, this is just one of them. And the second one is that balance. We all know where we are out of balance in our lives. The closer to balance, the less you will be affected by these adjustments. And I'm unfortunately here to tell you that apparently there are going to be some more adjustments. There are. I didn't want to tell you because it's upsetting. It is upsetting, okay? But this is a relatively minor adjustment because balance is not negotiable. And to remind us, nature does not care about our comfort. So we are one with nature. And again, if you aren't convinced that we are one with each other, then I'm not sure you're ever going to be convinced, because what happens to you also affects me. And so we are connected. So take care of each other, protect and have your healthy boundaries, and don't catch the fear virus, because that's the one that's really, really dangerous. I hope this helps. We give thanks to all of the holy archangels that came to be with us today. I would ask that you call in your angels and ask for guidance on what you can do in your personal lives, in your personal family, your work situations. Take care of what's out of balance, because when you're in balance, this is going to be a less effect on you and on your family. So, word of the day is balance. Thank you, folks. If they have more to say, I'll be getting back on here. Have a very blessed day, and I would like to thank the angels for coming and sharing their wisdom with us. Even if it's a little bit of an upsetting message, we hear you, and we remember that the word of the day is balance. So get in balance, folks. Love you all. Bye.